32-year-old Cyrus Jirongo, who was a mutual friend, was proposed to lead the new movement.
The lobby group I led in 92 was just 23 young men, business people. One thing is for you to qualify, you must have your own money. It was not a begging team. There are people who are in business. We were not a huge team as people would want to imagine. We were only 23 of us.
KANU was in problems and the opposition was getting stronger. And, they needed an organization of young people like us to make sure that we help the party.
Word about the new outfit spread quickly. And in the meeting that followed, sons of top political leaders were in attendance. They included President Moi's children, Gideon, Jonathan and June, as well as Kiprono Kitoni, their cousin and son of then Maendeleo ya Wanawake chairlady, Zipporah Kitoni. It was at this meeting that YK92 was born.
As young people and persons from families that were in KANU, what they used to call traditionally KANU communities, said, no, we can't let Mzee be embarrassed like this.
I joined YK92 by virtue of I was a personal assistant to P-Ward. And when we heard that there was meetings here and there, then I requested that maybe I can join them. And that is when I approached Jirongo, and he told me, come, and they put for me a position.
At the time, I was teaching. I was a lecturer in Moulded College. And I was given a call by a friend who was at the secretariat. He told me, Patrick, it is important that you come, we meet, and there is a movement that we are coming up with. So I went to the office at KICC, and I found a guy called Olympia Luceno, who works in Sudan, in Dubai currently. And there was also another young man called William Ruto, who happens to be our deputy president today. And they welcomed me, and they told me they are aware that I was a lecturer in Italy, and they told me they had set up structures to group support. So I was identified as someone who could be in that team to consolidate support from tertiary institutions.
At this time, the fabric that held the opposition together had started to tear.
Na hiyo ndio chitaka letu.
Apart from DP eating into the opposition bloc, Ford, the once indomitable party that shook the nation, split into two. Ford Kenya, led by Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, and Ford Asili, led by Kenneth Matiba. Franklin Bate was the Deputy State House Controller and Moi's speechwriter at the time YK92 was conceptualized.
President Moi didn't take chances. So he led his think tanks into a state of thinking, serious analyzing of situations, assessing situations. And immediately he asked, where are the young people? Then they became so handy. The Honorable Jirongo and his team came by. And they were told what was the wish of the president, and the president himself is the one who was telling them. They went back, and they came back with a modus operandi. And the modus operandi yielded YK92.
I would just loosely say we also had a kitchen cabinet. Even amongst the national officials, there are some members who are more national in terms of access than the others, yet they were on the same team. But I'll give credit to His Excellency's children. There was particularly the girl June. June was a main person with our team. Of course, there was Jonathan in the background. And what we realized, whatever we decide, the sentiments would be passed over to Cyrus, Jirongo, and he had quite a good rapport with them. Within hours, he would guarantee us that I'm giving you an answer from Mzee. That was initially. But with the time, it became him. He's the one who now had the direct access to His Excellency then.
They were a structured team. And they had a team, I now don't remember the number of the Central Committee, which was headed by Jirongo. That is a group that was meeting with President Moi on regular basis to brief him on the goings on in the countryside. In that structured manner, the key man was Cyrus Jirongo. That was the key man. That was the man who Moi could call even alone and tell him A, B, C, D about what to do with his team.
Late 1991, June Moi organized the initial meeting between the group and President Moi. The meeting took place at his home in Cabinet Gardens, Nairobi. YK92 was later officially launched on March 4th, 1992 at the Nyayo National Stadium. This movement introduced new dynamics to the 1992 election campaigns by mobilizing the youth vote.
We had a very short-term plan, and that plan was Kanu win.
At this time, if I may say, and I dare say so, not many of Kanu politicians were had the courage to stand for Kanu. Not one of them. So it was only Moi talking Kanu. When these young people now came in, they were a blessing to President Moi, because they were now courageous, brave to say Kanu juu, Jogo.
Nafikiri walikuwa wanataka kufufua chama kabisa tena iwe na nguvu, na kwa kiasi walifanya.
YK92 carried out their purpose by heckling and intimidating the opposition during the political gatherings and vote buying. They warned opposition chiefs against campaigning in the rural areas of Kenya, or what they called Kanu zones.
When you are having a competitor, you try all means to outwing the other. So I could say, as much as they had liberty to campaign everywhere, we made sure that our strongholds, we weakened them by all means. Yes, and we strategically put our supporters on the ground so that it is coming from the ground. But the ideas were really from our head office, which is the YK92 head office. So we send people, and then they assemble people, and we tell them, this is what you are going to do.
So they will disrupt?
Yeah, that is normal.